When I really think about, oh my God, am I ready for a child? You're like not even in the picture.
You're potentially putting yourself in a life-threatening situation.
Really don't hear people talking about the commitment it takes to continuously be a parent.
I'm really bossing up, trying to take care of a family.
Maybe we don't get married.
I want to get married to you and I want to have a kid with you.
How long am I gonna want to be a mom? I don't know. I'm just scared that like it's like a
curse.
Like a curse. Okay. It's official, guys. 2 podcast episodes ago, we told you that we think that the neighbors can hear us when we're working. And working is code for they can hear us.
Yeah.
It's official. They can hear us.
Yeah, it was confirmed.
And it was so embarrassing too, because we had this whole drama with our neighbors where we thought that they were like having a domestically violent situation. So I went and I knocked on their door and I was like, hey, you guys need to tone it down because it sounded insane. I was like, okay, if it goes on for 5 more minutes, I'm gonna go check. So I went to go check and they were so embarrassed that we went to go check on their situation that they left our apartment building.
They ended up moving out like
they moved
5 days after.
5 days after.
Mm-hmm.
The man was like, oh my God, she's so embarrassed that we were fighting like that. Are we going to have to move? We're like, no, I'm sure you guys hear us do stuff all the time. Stuff.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, fine, we won't move. 5 days later, they left. So I was telling one of my other neighbors about this and she was like, oh, honestly, I'm so glad they left. You can hear them doing the work from all the way in my apartment.
And they leave the window open.
And they leave the window open.
And we always accidentally leave our bathroom window open. You got to air out the bathroom. You got to consistently air out the bathroom.
And now you aired out our business.
That's true. Yeah. Aired out a little too much.
So that's embarrassing for me. Because like I said,
but at least she thought she didn't know it was us.
She thought it was the neighbor. Knows now. No, yeah. I think she knows now.
We gave each other a look when she brought that up.
But we looked at each other. I don't think that she clocked it.
Yeah.
So basically, long story short, town tart, apparently.
The town tart.
Town tart. Mm-hmm. And that sucks. Like, it's not cool to be a girl where people can hear you like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. For the guy, it's like, wow, he must be
pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
For the guy,
neighbors know I'm laying it down.
Right. The neighbors know he's laying it down. But me, I just look like a steak.
I mean, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be those neighbors.
We've been trying to keep it quiet ever since.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have been. We've been shutting the window every time.
No. I have to remind him. I'm like, is the window shut? He's like, oh, no, it's not. I'm like, go shut that damn window. What the hell?
No, it's not. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So,
okay.
Anyway.
There it is.
How embarrassing. Now I want to move.
Yeah, no, we're not moving. But that was crazy that they moved. That was insane.
No, but I want to move now.
No, you don't.
They can hear. They see me differently.
No, they don't. Nobody knows.
They know.
Nobody knows.
She said she can hear it. She's like She's right above us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. That's true.
That's so embarrassing.
True. Yeah.
Anyway, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Hanging Out Forever. My name is Asia Corinne, and I'm here with my working man.
I'm a working man, I guess. So the neighbors say.
Of 8+ years.
Of 8+ years. That's
Grant
true.
Blackwell.
9 years. We just celebrated our 9-year anniversary.
We don't know where we're at. We lost track of time.
It's like in between.
It's not 9 years. It's 8. We've been saying it's 8 for 2 years. We can't count. I'm bad at time math anyway.
I think it is 9 because it gets confusing because we have like the 2 anniversary situation because we've talked about this before. Like we have 2 anniversaries, one where we started dating and then one where I asked her to be my girlfriend. So,
and when he means dating, what he really means is hooking up.
Yeah. We were dating, but
we weren't dating until you asked me.
I know. Yeah. That was very
without commitment.
She needed that. Yeah. She needed that question
and deserved it.
She deserved it. That's true. That's true.
Anyway, it is 8 years though, because in 2017 we got together. So in 2027, that's 10 years.
Okay.
I like rounding it up to 8. That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this damn cat. She can't stay out your lap.
I know.
Me neither. Ooh,
and she's been
sorry. All right.
But she's been hopping in my lap like super early on in the podcast. Usually I would like a cat not in all the clips of me. You know
Nobody
what I mean?
notices her. It's insane.
I know. Yeah. She just kind of tuck away down here. So that's okay, kitty. You can stay. But anyway, we have had some things. Well, have you also? Okay. I've had something on my heart and my mind. And I want to know if you've also had something similar on your heart and mind. Like, yeah. No, yeah. We've been discussing a lot recently, the idea of becoming parents and that means having children. And so we've been discussing
that means getting pregnant. That means giving birth.
Exactly. Not necessarily discussing it like we're getting ready to do it, but more in a sense of what do we want to do it, and when would we want to do it? What does it look like?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Like, I do love the idea of having kids with you. The only thing that terrifies me is the process of that, is you getting pregnant and you having to go through that with your body and having to go through, you know, all the terrifying things that come with pregnancy, or all the things that could possibly happen. And that really scares me.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It scares me. Women lose their teeth, their hair, preeclampsia. I don't know what that is, but I heard it's pretty bad. You can have an ectopic pregnancy, is when like the pregnancy inside of the like uterus tubes pops.
Oh yeah. That's crazy too. Yeah. But I mean,
so
it can,
many things.
Yeah. Like
black.
You're potentially, you know, putting yourself in a life-threatening situation. And it's terrifying. And yeah, and then like you said, like there's the studies of, you know, more percentage of black women die during birth, and it's just, there's so many risk, and it's really scary, like the weighing out the risk to reward, you know? And so that's the thing, because I wouldn't consider myself as a guy who's like, oh, I've always wanted to be a dad and I've always wanted a kid, you know? I wouldn't consider myself that. So I don't have that like fighting urge, or that natural urge of, oh, I need a child and I need us to be a family and I need, you know, everything that brings. I've never had that before. And so it's tough for me to weigh out the risk. I see it as more risk, you know, putting your life on the line like that just doesn't seem worth it to me. And that, I think, is the hardest part for me on getting on board with something like that. Because, you know, we've talked about this, of how we're not big into, you know, a traditional relationship or traditional marriage, or, you know, how you have kids, and we don't live traditional lives, you know, with our jobs and things like that. So we've never been that way. And we've never been like, oh, we need to get married and then we get the house and then we have the kid. And, you know, we've never like laid it out in that way. And so but now the way that I look at things is like, oh, I want to just do everything with you though, you know, whether it's traditional or, you know, untraditional, whatever it is, I want to do it with you. So, you know, I want to get married to you, and I want to have a kid with you, and I want to start a family. Like, I want all these things because I just want to do everything with you. But I think having kids is the one thing where I'm like, there's so much surrounding it and so much risk to it, you know, because I don't see any risk of the idea of getting married to you. Right. There's like no risk there. But I do see a lot of risk in having children, you know, and I've also never been somebody who is I could never see myself adopting, you know. Even surrogacy is like kind of strange to me too, that somebody else is going to be birthing our child, you know. Yeah. That's always a little strange to me too. So I don't know, it's tough. I'm trying to like find, you know, the middle ground there. How do you feel?
Nervous as hell. Like, I think that my biggest fear about when it comes to being a mom, my biggest fear is whether or not I'll be a good mom, right? Mm-hmm. But I think my second biggest fear, maybe even my first biggest fear, is how long am I going to want to be a mom? Like, that is truly my fear. And I feel like not a lot of people talk about this enough. You really don't hear people talking about the commitment it takes to continuously be a parent. It's not like we get married and then 10 years down the line, after being together for 20 years, right, total, we decide that we want a divorce. Okay, cut ties, end it. There it goes. Mm-hmm. But like, when you have a kid, that's a forever thing. And I'm so deeply terrified that there will just be days I don't want to be a mom anymore. Yeah. There'll be weeks where I don't want to be a mom, a month where I don't want to be a mom, like time in my life where I'll be like, damn, was this a good idea? Was this a mistake? And I think that makes me really nervous about parenthood. But at the same time, like, seeing a little us, we went to this damn boba place the other day, and this cute little Asian baby.
This cute little Asian
cutest babies. Oh my God. Their hair spikes up like this
big old
when
eyes.
they're babies.
So cute.
Their hair just grows straight up. It is the cutest damn thing.
Yeah,
and they have the biggest black eyes. I just think they're so damn cute. And she, oh my God, she was in a baby Bjorn.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And she was looking up at her daddy like this. and it was like right on the back of us having this kind of conversation about me being scared to be a mom.
Literally. And then we walk in there.
And we walk in that boba place, and that cute little Asian baby was like that. And I was like, oh my God, wait. That looks
I find us
really
having
nice.
more situations like that too, where we see kids or we hang out with kids or meet kids, and we're like, oh, like this is kind of fun. You know what I mean? Like this is kind of sweet. Like these kids are kind of cute. Cause I think before our immediate reaction to children was like, ugh. Like,
but I do
dirty
love
and
kids.
Nasty. Yeah.
I have a great time with kids.
Amazing with children.
Pied Piper of kids.
Seriously.
Literally.
I don't know.
Wait, what's a Pied Piper mean?
I think he kidnapped them or something. Or he would play his little fiddle. And
whatever it is, it's good in my case.
Okay.
Whoever
Kids
takes
love her.
kids
love her.
they like to have a good time.
That's funny.
But like kids love me. I'm the type of person at a wedding, the kids is hanging out with me. We're all dancing on the floor type thing.
I know.
And I just think that's because like sometimes talking to other adults and other people is just like exhausting for me, and I don't want to do it. So I'd rather have an imaginary conversation where I'm pretending to be in a damn aquarium with a 5-year-old. You know what I mean? I just love that kind of stuff.
You can match their energy on that.
I can definitely match their energy.
Match their imaginative energy for sure.
But I still feel like as it pertains to being mom, I'm scared that I won't be half the mom my mom was, because she put everything into parenting. She put everything into me and my brother, and like was so creative and always made time and did the most. Like me and my brother went to 2 different high schools on 2 different sides of town because she was like, okay, this guy's an artist and she's kind of a bully. I'm going to put her in the regular school and I'm going to put him in the artist school. You know what I mean? So like things like that, like always thinking outside of the box to keep us happy. And I think I'd be that way, but there are literally days where like the cat is like, feed me. And I'm like, right now? Like, do I have to do that right now?
But we always, you know, even if there's days like that, we get around to it. She's obviously very healthy. She's a great cat. You know, she lives a great life.
And we don't feed her on our own time. Like she'll eat like 30 minutes, on maybe
schedule.
An hour late.
We're always on schedule with her, you know. And I think you say that, but your actions never show that. You know, you always go above and beyond for people, even if it's like not you going above and beyond. You always keep people in mind. You always make sure that you're doing things for other people. Like you're very selfless in that way. And you definitely would not be that way with your own child.
I'm just scared of like the responsibility of somebody that is always going to need me.
Well, that's why you have a partner here. You know what I mean? Like that's when I come in and I'm like, hey, I will relieve you. Go do what you need to do. Go hang out, go get a massage, go do whatever the hell you need to do. And that's what having a partner is, you know? And so I think that, you think of it in that aspect of like, oh, I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to do this. But you're not thinking of it like, no, we're doing it.
Damn, that's so true.
Like we're going to do it. And I think that might be because, you know, you saw your mom kind of taking on a lot of the brunt work, right?
Yeah.
So it's not the case with us. It's not going to be put on you like that in that way.
I don't think I've never thought about it like that. Like, even though I know that if we had a kid, we would be having a kid. Yeah. But when I think about having a child and being a parent, it's always very singular. You're so right. Like I never think about what if we, it's always like, what if I don't want to be there? Oh my God, I think I'm going to cry.
Well, cause when we talk about it, you talk about it from the perspective of your mom.
I do. Yeah. You're right.
Know?
Oh my God, wait, I did not think I was going to cry on this one. Okay.
Well, you know, I think that there's a lot there. There's a lot. I mean, it makes sense with both sides. It goes both ways. Like with my parents, have never shown, you know, that they want me to go out and have children. They've never have pushed me in that direction. They've never been like, oh, we can't wait to be grandparents. We can't wait to meet our grandkids, you know, so get on that, you know, how like some parents are. They've never been that way. So I've never felt the urgency, or I've never felt kind of the need to have children because of what my parents kind of instilled in me, you know? And it's funny because I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was like, do I call you too much? And I was like, no, you don't call me enough. You know,
no, literally.
I was like, you don't call me enough. What are you talking about? Do you call me too much? And,
right.
And I was like, you could definitely call me more. And I was like, I'm trying to put in the effort to call you guys more. And, you know, and she was like, yeah, I've noticed like you've been really great at that. And, she's like, and honestly, I want to try to do that more too.
That's sweet.
And she's like, but I asked because she's like, you know, when I moved out, she moved across the country for college. And she said, when I moved across the country, she said, I talked to my parents maybe once a month.
That is insane on the phone to me.
For years and years and years and years.
That's so crazy.
You know, and so
that
she's
is so
like,
crazy to me.
She's like, that's just what I'm used to. So I don't want to like step over a boundary with you or with you in Asia. I don't want to like make it seem like I'm trying to be in your business. And I was like, no, like you can be in our business. You know what I mean? You're a part of our business.
Our life,
you're a part of our life. You're a part of our, of the family, you know, and the family that we're trying to build too. So it was just funny having that kind of conversation with her.
I'm glad that she's reaching out because like my parents, I talk to each of them every day and they're divorced. It's not like with his parents where it's like one phone call and they're both in the car. You know, like I have to call both of my parents or they call me individually.
Yeah, they were both on the phone too. That's how it usually goes. They'll both kind of call me. Yeah.
And it was funny because I remember this one time I was going through your phone. I'd be going through his phone sometimes. And I don't know. I still know, like I went to your mom's threads.
Yeah.
It had been 6 months since she sent him a text message. I was like, I don't even know how that's possible. I texted my mom.
Birthdays. It's just like happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
It was. I was like, the last time your mom sent you a text was 6 months ago. You were like, yeah. I was like, that's insane.
Yeah, but I don't really text with my parents. I really just kind of call each other.
Whatever. Yeah, sure. But still, that's crazy.
Yeah. It had been a while.
6 months is insane.
Yeah.
And so like, it's just funny because I text my parents all the time, like every day, every other day, whatever. But I do think that I'm grateful for our individual parental dynamics. Like I'm happy with what I have with my parents and I'm happy with what you have with your parents because I think that the level of involvement is very balanced because my parents are so involved and your parents are a little bit more removed. But when we see them and we hang out with them, they're incredibly involved. So I think that balance allows us to have space in our relationship because if your parents were as involved as my parents, I don't think we'd have any breathing room.
Suffocating.
Yeah. 100%. And like, I love my parents. They're a lot. I'm a lot. I love them. But I think back to what you're saying about being a parent. You are so right. Like my biggest fear is becoming a single mother.
Yeah.
My biggest fear is becoming a single mother and like having a baby and putting my body through like the most terrifying thing it could ever go through, right? The most turbulent, intense, emotional process it could ever endure just to end up on the outside of that alone. And because I had a single mother, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. There's a difference between a single mother and a mom who is single. Okay.
Yeah.
If your mom is out there dating and trying to mingle around, but your dad is involved, that's not a single mother. That's a mom who's single. My mom was a single mother. Yeah. You know what I mean? And my dad was kind of like in and out of my life, always there, but like not always contributing and definitely not to the capacity of which my mother was. And so because of that, I would classify my mom 100% as a single mom because she was doing so much of it by herself. Like all the decision making, all the child rearing, all the education, right, was her. And I think that you've really pointed out something kind of profound for me.
I don't think we've ever talked about that.
No, we haven't. Yeah. That's exactly how I see parenting. I don't involve you in the idea of or in the concept.
It's jaded your perspective on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because when I think about having a kid, I think about like us as a family and us doing cute things. But when I really think about like, oh my God, am I ready for a child? You're like not even in the picture.
I know. Yeah. Because we've briefly talked about
that's insane
in a sense of like, you'll say, like, how am I supposed to do this? Like 24/7, how am I supposed to be on all the time for my kid? And I'm like, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be. Like, half the time you will be on, half the time I'll be on. You know what I mean? And there will be times, not even half the time. You know what I mean, though?
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Like, and there will be plenty of times. And that's the thing, too. Like, you shouldn't feel ashamed of what about the times that I don't feel like being a mom?
Yeah.
You know, what about the times where I don't want to take care of my kid? Like that is so human, you know? I feel like everybody feels that. every mom has felt that before of like, what did I do? You know what I mean? Or like, what am I doing right now? It's not constantly like, oh my gosh, this little angel, you know what I mean? Those people are freaking psychos. If they like are constantly like, look at this little angel, you know what I mean? Like, no, sometimes they're a little demon. You know what I mean? Like that's human. That's being human. Yeah. And you're not going to want to deal with that. And that's totally normal. And there's going to be times where I don't want to deal with it. There's times where I'm like, I got to get out of here. You know, like, can you take over? And you'll be like, yeah, I'll take over because you got my back last week. And so now I'm getting your back. You know what I mean? It's going to be a team effort of taking care of these little shits, you know? So yeah, but I think at the end of the day, like, I think we would be great parents. You know what I mean? Like, I think we have a great dynamic. I think I'm very chill and patient. Yeah. And then you can like match their crazy, chaotic, imaginative energy, you know? And I think that it would be a really good dynamic to have.
Yeah, I think so too. And I guess like the reason why I leave you out, besides what we've already spoken about, is I always like to prepare myself for the worst. I think also
that too.
I'm constantly preparing myself for the worst. I'm like a big time story weaver.
For sure.
Like if somebody has to have a call with me, and I'm thinking that maybe they're not happy with me, I'll make up every single scenario of why they might have a problem with me so I can always be prepared. I'm always prepared in that way.
You do this weird thing of like, you start saying things and I'm like, did they say that? And you're like, no, but they probably will. And I'm like, that was like a whole like paragraph of something that this person that I thought you were saying said, because you're like, oh, Asia, you got to be here at this time or else you're fired. I'm like, did they tell you that? And you're like, no, but that's probably what they're going to say. I'm like, that's not okay. We'll see.
I grew up with like a lot of paranoia about getting in trouble. Because growing up, I would always say something that somebody didn't like. And it would be innocuous. It would be like innocuous. It'd be innocent, right?
Yeah.
And it would piss them off because they didn't like me when I was a kid, whatever. And I'm not one of those kids. I was like, nobody liked me growing up. Now I had family members that hated me because of the divorce stuff. So they just hated everything that I did.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I was always walking on eggshells, scared that I would say something wrong. So now as an adult, I have to like shroud myself in negative possibilities so that I can make sure that I'm always prepared for everything so nothing catches me by surprise.
Yeah, you've got your guard up just in case.
Always, you know, and I think that like with you and with parenting, that's part of it as well, where it's like, okay, what if I can't trust him? And it's not that I don't trust you, and me not involving you in the idea of parenthood, when I think about it practically, is not because I think that you are inadequate or that I don't think that you're capable. I do think that you're capable.
It's you laying out all scenarios on the table of being like, okay, so if he does leave, like, I'm not saying he's going to, but if he does, this is what life's going to look at, or this is what life's going to look like, you know? And so you have all these different scenarios, and then you start freaking yourself out because you're like, oh, I don't know if I could handle this one. I don't know if I could handle this way. You know what I mean? So it's like you have all these scenarios laid out and you're staring at all of them and they're not even real.
I have to get a tissue.
Do you have to? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine, babies.
Ooh, y'all, I had to go get a tissue because I just realized something else.
What?
I don't know if I'll be able to say it actually without crying. I think that like... Fuck, shit.
Should I continue my point?
Sure, yeah.
I think I was just saying, you know, you have all these scenarios laid out on the table, and so you're looking at things that won't even come true, but they're making you judge things off of something that hasn't happened yet, you know? And so you're not going to be able to judge it correctly if you're looking at all these things that will probably never happen.
Yeah. I think that like, I'm going to try to say this without totally breaking down. I think maybe another reason why when I think about parenting, you're not like in the picture is because I'm scared that like for some reason you won't be. Because like my grandma lost her husband and he was the love of her life, her second husband, right? And then my mom lost her second husband who was the love of her life.
I know.
And both of them had children with these men. Yeah. And I think that like, I don't know. I'm just scared that like it's like a
curse.
Like a curse. Yeah, I am. I'm honestly
Can I tell you?
I'm fucking so scared of that.
No, yeah. Can I tell you? And I don't mean this in any offensive way. I was nervous about that too in the beginning of our relationship. Hearing that
funny,
pattern,
yeah,
you know, and it's not funny. But hearing about that pattern, it scared me a little bit.
I know,
you know, and I don't know. I don't think that has nothing to do with like why we haven't gotten married yet or something like that, you know. But
fuck, should it?
Should
we maybe not get married? Maybe we don't get married.
But you said it was the second husband of each of them, or the first husband?
The second.
Okay, so I'll be your first husband. We're good.
I know, but you're the second person that I've like been like with.
Yeah, but we didn't, you know, I think that the ceremony or the ritual starts with the ceremony of marriage, you know? Okay. So I think we're good. We're good. I thought it was their first husbands.
No.
That ended up passing. It was their second husbands.
They like, so my grandpa,
yeah,
my grandma divorced, and then she married this guy named Grumpy, and Grumpy was like the love of her life, and Grumpy died in a fucked up accident.
Yeah.
And then my mom was with my older brother's dad, and they got divorced. Okay. And then my mom got remarried to Ronnie, R.I.P. And they had a baby, and then Ronnie died in a fucked up accident.
Yeah.
And so I think that like part of me thinking about parenthood as a singular experience and not as something that we share as partners is because I'm honestly terrified that something like would happen and I would have to do it like on my own anyway. Oh my God, you guys, fucking hell. Yeah. No, seriously, this is so emotional for me.
I know. And I think that
it's so sad. Like,
it's crazy because
I did not expect to cry on this episode.
Nothing tragic like that happens in my family at all. So if anybody's going to come and break the curse, it's this guy with the boring family.
I hope so.
You know what I mean?
Your family is so perfectly boring.
Yeah, they're perfect.
I love that.
Yeah.
They're so boring. But like in the best way.
In the best way possible. Definitely.
You know what I mean? There's no drama. There's no secret beef. There's no after dark information being shared amongst cousins. Like it's all pretty much out there. Like
it's chill.
That's it. You know what I mean? There's no like deep, dark. I wouldn't say that my family has a deep, dark cloud, but like a lot of fucked up stuff has happened on both of my sides.
Yeah.
And I am just terrified of like.
But like nothing tragic happens in our life together. Like we haven't had any incidents that have happened or anything like that. Let me knock on this wood.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, me too.
But,
oh my God.
You know, we haven't experienced anything like that, and I don't think we will. I think that we're going to just have a great life together, and we're setting it up to where we're going to be in a good place together, you know? Yeah. And so that's what we're going to do. Okay?
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. It just makes me so emotional to think about, and like, but then it's also like, if something did happen, which I don't think it will, that it would also be a huge regret of mine to never have had a baby with you.
Yeah.
I think I would regret that more than raising a baby on my own.
Yeah.
Like not having like just any piece of you around, I think.
Yeah.
So that's why I hate it. Like, you know, when you go out with your friends and stuff, it's fine. But like when you go to the store at night, I really don't like it, like when you go without me and stuff like that, like little stuff. I just get really worried. And for the fact that it happened to my grandma and then my mom, who is my grandma's daughter.
Yeah.
Me. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that is scary. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't something that I had in my mind before. Definitely.
You're like,
I've
can
definitely
I tell you something?
I've definitely thought of that before. That was in the same category of your family always going to funerals. So I kept that in the vault.
Oh yeah.
But no, but yeah, I mean there's a lot of different things that would get you in your head about having children. You know, there's so many things that could go wrong. It's scary.
Oh my God. And then the things that can go wrong.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things that could health-wise go wrong. And then there's so many things that can just go wrong in the world, you know, just going out into the world. And, you know, with all of this violence we're seeing and stuff like that too, of people just losing their minds.
Crazy shit. Like,
yeah, people are just losing their minds, especially in the US here. It scares you. It makes you think like, should I have a kid? Like, should I start a family? Should I do all these things? Is it safe?
Is it safe?
Yeah.
And I think that like, it's funny because I've traveled like all over the world. I've been to a lot of places by myself, but I don't know if I would be comfortable letting my child do the same things that I've done.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I don't know if I would be. And
if they're traveling around Europe, that's fine. Go to Europe. You know what I mean? Like, you're probably safer traveling around Europe. But if they wanted to do like an across America road trip, I would be like, hell no.
Yeah, I would be very nervous.
That would scare the hell out of me.
Yeah, I'd be nervous, which is funny because I've done that. You know what I mean? I've slept in my car going places.
Yeah, but people weren't losing their minds like they are now. People are like brainwashed from the internet and
this political presidential shit.
Political divide that's happening. It's turning people feral.
Speaking of feral.
Speaking of what?
This is unrelated, but I just love the word feral because Grant is thinking, this is unrelated. Grant's thinking about getting some more tattoos. And there was this thing that you were saying that you were going to do. And I was like, God, that would make me absolutely feral.
Yeah.
What was it? Do you remember?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think it was like a hand tat. Just getting super tatted up would make me just totally feral.
Yeah.
And then another thing that I do love about women who go feral, there's this guy online. His name is Wesley Glockovich. I don't know his last name.
Yeah.
That jacked dude with the like little slutty tan line.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing, skank. I love his comment section.
Yeah, his comments are just full of like these thirsty women. It's insane.
Those women are feral.
Women, people talk about guys being creeps on the internet. Women are the creeps because they're like, I'm a woman, I can get away with it. They're probably just like at their house with like a bottle of wine and they're like, oh, Wes, what's it? And then they say crazy things, send crazy memes and gifs and stuff.
I don't follow him, but he comes up on my like Explore an FYP page all the time because every time I see his content, I click directly on the comments. I'm going there. If I see a post of his, I'm going straight
you go straight to the comments. Yeah.
I'm going straight to the comments.
There's like thousands of comments. You're like, what is going on in these comments?
My favorite comment that all the girlies leave is they leave this like this really weird cat and the cat goes
with the with the tongue
the cat's
out.
Like
yeah.
Man, good for him. He's been working very hard on his body, skanky little tan line.
Funny.
But like
skanky little tan line.
He knows what he's doing with that fucking tan line.
That's hilarious.
But my favorite thing about his content is not him himself. It's that he acts so innocent. He acts so innocent.
His content is nothing. It's just like him with his shirt off.
He lip syncs songs and then he'll go around and do one of these.
Okay.
And then all the girls are just like losing it.
I know, they're losing their minds.
If you guys
they're a bunch of sickos too in those comments.
I love them.
Yeah.
Shout out to you girls. You keep the internet a good fun place.
Yeah. I mean, the internet comments are like full of genius, like writers.
Oh my God,
and they could, you could take somebody who's like an amazing commenter on the internet and they could write an entire script.
Literally.
That would be amazing, probably.
I want to poach some of the girls from Wesley, whatever his last name's comment.
Poach them, yeah.
And I just want to do
Put them in a writer's room.
Like, how are you?
Yeah, seriously. That's hilarious.
God, his comments are so funny. The best part about the internet. Yeah. But anyway, when you said feral, it made me think of them.
Yeah. And going in, still speaking on feral and stuff like that, I think that would you say that there are times where you have like baby fever?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But it's not like, when we saw that cute little Asian baby the other day, I was like, okay, maybe I could do this. Like maybe I could have a baby too. Because I would melt if somebody's big black or brown eyes were looking up at me like I was the best. But honestly, I think that she was mad that he wasn't sharing no boba. Because she was looking right at his mouth, but she just looked so in love and happy to be alive. And if we had a baby and it was looking at you like that, I'd be like, let's pump out another one. I get what Nara Smith is doing now. Like, let's fucking get to it.
I get it. Let's get to it.
But there are times where I do feel baby fever, especially like when you're looking really hot and we're hanging out a lot and you're taking me places and doing stuff. I'm like, let's crack a baby out of this thing,
Let's do it.
So what about you? Do you ever get baby fever? I actually made a list of things that make me feral. But go ahead.
I don't know if I get like necessarily baby fever, but I think there's times where I can see it more than others.
Yeah.
Like I could see it happening. It's more of like when I get like an accomplishment with like work or something like that. And I'm like, oh, like I'm really bossing up. Like I'm trying to take care of a family. You know what I mean? Like I'm feeling it.
No,
and
that's
I think
when
it's more of
I
that.
feel like that too.
Yeah, I think it's more of that, like that when I get those like huge rushes of like confidence and I'm just like, yeah, let's pop out a baby. Let's do it. You know,
and you'd be such a great pregnancy dad.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think so.
That's not a concern. I think that when the baby comes, it's going to be so real that I'm like, what's happening? But I know for a fact that, well, I'm nervous actually about me being pregnant with you because he would be so damn annoying. I think you would take one of those funnels and shove it down my throat and just pump a bunch of kale in it.
Kale and just all these good things. Yeah, cucumbers.
All this other stuff I don't like.
Yeah.
I eat kale from time to time.
Sometimes.
But like, I think that you'd be really realistically like really, really sweet. And I think you'd come home and like be like, how are my girls or whatever the hell we're having in there? Who knows?
Yeah.
Right. Girl, boy.
I think we're going to have a girl. I think we're going to have a girl first.
I think I want to have a boy first because I believe that younger sisters should have older brothers, but I'm happy to have a girl or a boy. I just want one of each. When a
boy has an older sister, he like has a good role model to look up to, and it's a woman, so he's going to respect women in that way. You know, he's going to have more respect towards women, I feel. But I mean, I think it could go both ways because it's like, I think that if you have a younger sister, then you are like, oh, I need to protect her. So you like become a protector. So,
but I agree. I think that men who have older sisters who have a positive impact on them tend to be more respectful of women.
That's true too. Like if the
that's
sister,
why you are the way you are as your older sister.
For sure. Yeah. Cause me and my sister got along so well, but yeah, if they don't get along well and your sister is like a narcissist freak, then that can put you in the complete opposite direction of how you feel about women for sure. But yeah,
you'd be such a great, I don't think that you'd ever let me leave the house by myself.
No,
I think you do little things for me, like
very helicopter dad.
Oh my god, he a helicopter dad now. I'd be wanting to slide down this, you know, like the rails that's on staircases. Every time I see a long rail, I'm like, Grant, check this out. He's like, no. I'm like,
and she's talking about tragic accidents happening, scared about tragic accidents happening with me. Well, she's like sliding down stair rails and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I definitely I overthink things like that, which is good.
Yeah,
which
that's
I think
healthy.
has kept me safe.
Yeah.
Probably you safe too. But
I'm a little kooky. Yeah, I'm a little
crazy
out there.
Girl.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that like that is my nerve with parenting is like, and what if they suck? Man, I know some people with kids that suck.
Yeah, but the parent sucks.
They do.
It's
suck
all
too.
on the parent.
They do suck.
It's all on the parent. Unless they have like some crazy like mental situation going on in there where there's a chemical imbalance and it's making them crazy. Like unless that's the case, like it's everything that you're showing your kid, you know, it's everything you're exposing your kid to. If you expose your kid to nothing, then they're gonna, I feel like, create crazy things in their mind and just be assholes. You know what I mean? But I feel like if you expose your kids to a lot of things in the world, like a lot of different things to eat and a lot of different, situations with other kids or things like that, and they get like this social muscle, I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, me too.
Is getting your kids out there in the world. You know, if you just keep them inside all day and like they're learning everything on their iPad, you know, it's going to show.
Have you ever felt concerned or worried about raising like a black kid, like a mixed kid? Has that ever crossed your mind where it's like, I mean, I guess we don't really practically think about parenthood on a daily basis like that. So, but I've thought about it. I've thought about what it would be like to raise like a half white baby and like, because I don't think it is the same.
I think that the most important thing with that is that they have like good, like black role models in their life. And I'm not saying that in the sense of like, oh, you guys go teach them everything about that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that there will be times where I'll have to have those discussions with them of like, you know, who they are and what their background is and the history of that and things like that. And I think just them being aware of it, but also them not being afraid to go out into the world. I don't want to instill fear in them. You know what I mean? So I think there's a balance there of having those conversations with our kids of like, you know, there are going to be people out there who see you in this way because of what happened in the history of our country. But there's also a lot of great people out there who are going to accept you for who you are. And you should never let that put fear in you, or you should never hold back because of that, you know? So I think that there's a balance there of like instilling knowledge and not fear, you know?
Yeah. But also I think that because they're mixed, they don't really have to deal with like the fear aspect. You know what I mean? Like they're fine, right? They're fine. They're fine. They're mixed. It's fine. You know what I mean? But if we had like, if you were black and we were to have a black child, the awareness would have to go through the roof.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
And I think there still is going to have to be awareness instilled for sure.
Yeah. I think there's awareness, but not in the same way. I think that the things that mixed people deal with, it depends on what their environment is, because if they're mixed and in a white environment, then they probably get it a lot more, right? Because it's, you're so cool for somebody that's half black. That is such a surprise. You know what I mean? I think that they probably get a lot of that. Because when I was white, when I was black,
when I was
growing up black in like a predominantly white area.
Yeah.
Everybody thought I was so cool, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, all the kids thought I was cool, whatever.
But then there's like backhanded compliments that come with that and stuff too.
Then there's that. But also I think that because I'm phenotypically unmistakably black, there's certain racism that I deal with that mixed people might deal with differently. Like I do think that white people feel more comfortable to say racist things around mixed people because they see them as closer to being white.
Or they don't even know they're half black. So they think that they have this.
They gonna know our kids is half black.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying like that could happen as well.
Yeah.
Like they don't even know that they're going to be offending this person or whatever, you know?
And I think that like my concern too with having like a mixed kid, whatever, people are going to probably fucking hate this, but online all the time, I can always tell who's mixed. I can always tell. They talk about it all the time. They always talk about it. They're talking about, oh my God, I'm so left out. I'm this, I'm that. Should I not be saying this?
No,
is that a little crazy? That's
I think it's usually obvious because you can see them because you look at them and
no, because there's black folks who are black, like who are light skinned, right? But it's about the way that they present and interact with their world and their environment. Because what I've noticed, and I think I've noticed this more because you and I want to have kids or a family, or I'm with you and you're white, so I think about like what our dynamic would be as parents.
Yeah.
But I do notice that people who are mixed make a lot of content about being mixed. They're like, this is what it's like being a mixed person and it's hard and blah, which is fine. You can have that experience, but it's almost kind of othering in a way to where it's like, I see a lot of people complain about how they're not accepted by blackness, but it's hard to be accepted by a group of people that you're constantly complaining that aren't accepting you. Like if I was like a nerd and all the time I'm complaining, oh, the jocks don't hang out with me. The jocks, they don't want to hang out with me now, especially because I'm complaining about it all the time. Now I'm just annoying.
I know.
That's too hot, huh? That's too hot of a take?
I think that it's...
That's pretty hot.
Nah, I mean, but I think it goes back to what we were saying before of... It depends on the parenting. It does. It depends on whether you have a black mom or a black dad. I think that does have a lot to do with it. Or a white father or a white mother. You know what I mean? And so like there's that dynamic too. But I think that there's a lot of things that have to do with that. You know, I think that when kids are mixed and they grow up in a home where their parents aren't even discussing it at all, you know, so they have no kind of context of who they are as a person, you know, because it has a lot to do with how you're received in the world, and your culture is very important to your background and things like that. And if you have like no idea of that, or no, you know, you haven't been instilled that from your parents, then you're going to get thrown out there and you're going to be confused. You know what I mean? If you're in a situation where people are talking in a certain way, or like are talking about a certain culture, and you have like nothing, you have no experience in that, you know? And I think that's what may be hard for some people. And I think that's what may lead to them kind of complaining about it in the end.
I think it's clear. I don't have anything against mixed people. I have a lot of mixed cousins, not to be that person that's like, I got black friends, but like I have a lot of mixed cousins, and there are some cousins that I have mixed, right? Almost ambiguous. They talk a lot about blackness, more than I do. And it's almost like a way to make sure they feel and they remain included.
Gotcha.
Because I think deep down feel like outsiders. So they constantly like are talking about black issues to feel like they're on the inside of blackness in a way. Yeah. And I just don't want my kid to have any identity issues.
It's like they're like making up for it in a way of like,
compensating for not presenting as black as they perhaps wish that they were. I don't know. I've never talked to him about it. Gotcha. I got to talk to him about it. But I also got this one cousin, Cunicus Maximus. Okay. Maybe I'll take that out. I got this one cousin, and she loves cops, and she is just oh my God, this girl thinks she white. She black like me, y'all. She is black like me.
She loves cops and she loves whites.
She loves cops. She loves whites. Yeah. Okay. She got married like 2 years ago, and me and her, we beefing. We don't talk. I don't really like her, but it's not because she likes. It is maybe a little bit because she likes cops, but the issue is like when all the George Floyd stuff was happening.
Yeah, it's just it's where she leans politically, like so obviously, and she's very outspoken about it too, like
insufferable. Truly,
because go ahead.
The worst. And so all the George Floyd stuff was happening, and she was on the side of like, well, black people need to just chill out because we cause so much crime. Girl, please. What is this propaganda, right? She married a white guy. Fine. I got a white too. Whatever. But she married this white guy, and then she was finna get married, and his parents, I guess, are rich. Like, I think some sort of southern rich something, but they rich, and they all white. Not nary or nobody else that ain't got that has colored skin in that family, except for my cousin. She dark like me, even darker maybe even, right? So I guess her in-laws, her at the time soon-to-be in-laws are like, your mom's really not going to fit in at our weddings for you, sweetie. Your mom's not going to fit in at this wedding. Like, we know that you're marrying our son, but we fear that your mother won't fit in at the wedding. And she was like, well, what do you mean? They're like, well, your mom is just like ghetto. And in order for her to come to this wedding, she's going to have to whiten up. Oof. Huh? What? Yeah, and so my cousin went and told her mama, my black cousin went and told her black mama, if you want to come to my wedding, mother, you're going to have to whiten up. Oof. Oh my God. First of all, if I was the mom, I'd be like, okay, I would have shown up so tacky. Yeah. I would have embarrassed every single body in there. Yeah. I'd be like, oh, okay, you want me to whiten up?
I would say the in-laws saying that's ghetto.
That's ghetto.
That's ghetto.
But like literally, I thought that was so insane. So you're marrying a person whose family told you that you can't even invite your own mother to your wedding.
What a great way to
What a great way to kick it off. Every single one of her bridesmaids was white. Red flag. Yeah. That's a major red flag. Yeah. Like, girl, what? I think the only black people at the wedding were my uncle, her mom, her. Crazy stuff, man.
Sounds like a boring wedding.
Oh, I bet it was boring, and I bet it was racist. Bunch of cops. Oh my, 21 gun salute, whatever the hell that is. Yeah. No, I thought that was so crazy. But like, yeah, her kids. Her kids. Yeah. Not to go off, but I also realized nobody makes more content than couples with a buttload of kids. You ever seen that?
There's a pattern. There's a pattern with these like family creators.
Family creators are so weird.
It's so weird.
Like, I feel like we would vlog if we had a kid, but I don't think we would. I would never be like, hey kid, act.
Yeah, no. That's insane. It would never be when it's surrounded around. Yeah, when it's surrounded around your children, because that's the thing too, is like that these parents, they realize that they don't have any personality. So of course, like a 4-year-old is going to have a personality. 4-year-olds say crazy stuff all the time.
Yeah, but then their personality is crafted by the internet.
That's what I'm saying. But like they utilize their kid in that way, and take advantage of them just being a child and be like, oh, we got to put a camera in her face. This is hilarious what she's saying. And that's what grows the fan base. The fan base wants the child. So then they learn like, oh my God, I can't just like show myself. It has to be, we have to sacrifice the child. We have to give them the child to the audience, you know? And so it's a slippery slope, like involving your kids and stuff like that.
But long story short, I do think we'd be great parents.
I do think we would be.
Do you really?
Yeah, we would be.
You think I'd be a good mom?
We'd have cute kids too.
You think I'd be a good mom?
Yeah, you would.
I think you'd be a really great dad. Mm-hmm. I think we'd have a good dynamic.
We would.
I'd be the general. Mm-hmm. And then you'd be, I don't know the different rankings. What's that? What's next? Captain, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I would definitely be the one be like, what he say? Because even with our cat, he'll be like, Kitty, stop. And she don't listen to him. I'll be like, what did he say?
Yeah.
And she immediately will stop.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, it's so funny. I love you. I think we'd be great parents.
I love you, babe. Yeah, we would. And we're going to do it when we're ready.
And you wouldn't let me die in childbirth. I think you'd beat the doctors.
I'd kill him. He would have to. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, no. He would have to make sure nothing bad happens to you or else. Okay. All right, guys.
Anyway, that's it for this episode of Hanging Out Forever. We really appreciate y'all watching, listening, engaging. Please drop in the comments what your fears are about pregnancy.
Yeah.
Parenthood.
I'm sure there's lots of fears about it.
Women lose their teeth, their hair. I read a thing that women go blind sometimes. Little parasites.
Just anything can happen. That's crazy. Little parasites.
I'm scared of I don't think I'm scared of pregnancy as much as I'm scared of physically pushing a baby out of a canal.
The whole process is insane to think about it. You can't think about it. I feel like the people that have billions of kids, they are just not even thinking about it. They're just so insane, nonchalant about it. And I'm like, how the hell can you be so nonchalant about something like this?
I couldn't do it. But go ahead and drop listener letters. We're going to start doing that once a month. You guys are the best. We love you. We don't have any relationship advice to leave at the end of this episode because we've kind of been forgetting to do that for the last 3 episodes. So. Yeah.
But I think that's good.
You'd be a great dad. I want boba after this.
Thanks. Okay, sounds good.
Bye.
All right, guys.